What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review for Rurouni Kenshin, the Kyoto Disturbance arc. This is episode 36, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah. Well, picking up right after that last episode, we see Kaoru, Misao, and Yahiko arrive at well, I think it was Kenshin's master. I think what was his master's name? It was uh,
Yeah,
Seijiro. Um, so like in the last episode, we see Kenshin. He wanted Seijiro to teach him the final technique of the Hiten Mitsurugi Ryu. But of course, his master refused to even teach him that for various different reasons. But it's not until Kaoru, Misao, and Yahiko decide to tell him, the entire story of like what Kenshin has been doing, uh, over the course of him being a Rurouni, and despite him, having a Sakamoto and using a pacifist ideal.
yeah, and now I guess his
Um,
master
it,
deems that
it was,
he's worthy of teaching him.
y- yeah, and now Kenshin just starts training with Seijiro I guess to start learning the new technique. But I think what else also happens is that Misao also learns that Aoshi is in Kyoto right now. But Yauko and Kaoru were trying to warn Kenshin that Aoshi's there to kill him after what happened during the first season. So
Yeah,
Kaoru, like, to the best of her knowledge, because I mean she didn't participate over what happened between Kenshin and Aoshi, but she tries to tell Misao like what exactly happened to Aoshi and her and members of her old
yeah,
gang.
because Misao, she only sees one, I guess, one side of Aoshi and doesn't know like what he was up to and what happened in season one, and basically like yeah, Kaoru is I guess going to tell her what exactly happened between her and or between him and Kenshin, and like why they're
Yeah,
like bitter enemies. Um, but then we also have a scene where Kenshin kind of gives Kaoru somewhat of the cold shoulder, because she tries to greet or interact with Kenshin, but Kenshin more or less says like he's glad that she's safe, but I guess that he wished that she wouldn't have come because that she's pretty much just putting herself in danger, because that Kenshin is being targeted, and by extension, she would be targeted too. Um, so
yeah,
yeah, he's not really happy that she showed up there. Um, but that's the extent of
yeah,
the interaction we get with her and Kenshin. Even after, of course, the last episode ended on that cliffhanger where they see each other after he left the way he did. Um, but
yeah,
but after that, we do get more with like what's going on with Aoshi, and we see like I guess it cuts back to the day before, where the I forget his name, the old man at the
uh, the
yeah,
old man
he
Okina.
basically is I guess gets informed that Aoshi is there, and he goes to meet with him, um, and the significance of the scene is basically the Okina basically says like if you like resort to or something like if you go back on who you used to be, or if you turn into like a killer or something, then I'll deal with you myself or something like that. Um, and yeah, so
Yeah,
Aoshi basically is he's still looking for I guess looking for Kenshin, but of course he was also being followed by um uh, yeah,
Sojiro.
Sojiro, and I guess the other Tin Swords as well. And they're still trying to get Aoshi because they were trying to do this before. Like they're still trying to get Aoshi to join up with them. And Aoshi basically like he says he's not going to join them, but he wants to basically just get information out of them, to where he can find out where Kenshin is.
Yeah, and which is interesting because they never like if people who've watched the live action movies that never really happened. Well, in terms of Ayoshi's origin story in the films, they mostly changed it significantly
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really even
over
remember
him.
much about him in the live action movies.
Yeah, because they changed his motivations of wanting to go after Kenshin for different reasons. Um, you know, like unlike in the anime in which like Aoshi directly interacted with Kenshin, which led to his entire gang being wiped out. Uh, this most well, Aoshi's origin story in the film significantly differs just due to the fact that he was a part of like a squad which got wiped out for again for different reasons. But he mostly blames like Kenshin for that reason for I guess being a part of like a of the army, which ended up changing Japan, into the Meiji era.
Yeah, I think I do remember that part of the movie. Um, but yeah, so Aoshi is led back to like their headquarters to where he like is basically just he basically says like um I guess the condition for like I guess him or he's asking like what the condition is for him getting information about like where Kenshin is or something, or if he has to join up with them. But he says he's not going to join them. He said he just wants to find Kenshin.
Yeah, it's not really clear what Aoshi's willing to give up in order to get Kenshin, because he's really dead set on wanting
Yeah,
to get
yeah, because
get Kenshin
like
one way or
Shishio
the
says
other.
like I'm not going to I'm not going to force you to join up with us, and even if you did, I wouldn't want you to join with us because I wouldn't be able to like I guess more or less like I wouldn't be able to control you because like you have your own agenda or something. Um,
Yeah,
but basically we learned that
yeah, but I
Shishio
mean,
and his men basically that they plan to attack um Okina's like restaurant, uh, and that Aoshi like we get a brief flashback with Aoshi and his and his gang like before they were wiped out by Kenshin, uh, and that I guess he had left Misao in the restaurant when she was still pretty young, uh, and he says like that then they flash back and he says he doesn't really care if they decide to attack the restaurant. So I guess it's going to be interesting to see if he actually does try to do something about it because it's I guess they're still going to go ahead and do it. Um, because like
yeah,
of course it ends on that cliffhanger with them showing the restaurant. Um, but I also feel like Okino would probably try to defend the place himself too. Um, but I don't know. That's just what I assume might happen. But we also see that we get
yeah,
introduced to some of the 10 swords that have already been like I guess gathered there. Which one of them was the monk, and we've already seen him. But the other two is this. I
yeah.
forget the guy's name, but this guy has like really long hair, um, and like a mask.
I think that I I think he's one of the blind
Yeah,
swordsmen, if I remember correctly. And then there's this like one
he
gigantic.
looks kind of like Gluttony from
I don't know.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Yeah, he kinda looks like him. He's like, just a large dude with a giant face and mouth here and there. So it's kinda a little bit weird, but it's I mean, we'll have to see where what he's gonna
Well,
end up
we
doing.
also
But
as well
yeah,
like
it's
see, I guess some of what Shishio can do when if when I guess when he does fight because I guess he was I don't know if he was like torturing somebody like when they go into the room, uh, because like he ends up cutting this guy in half and then like subsequently like setting him on fire.
yeah, he has that ability to I guess turn his sword into a flame sword of some kind, which is similar to how they showcased it when during the
Yeah,
live action film.
um, yeah, but I thought it was a pretty decent episode. We get to see like I guess a lot of people were maybe wondering like how the interaction with Kenshin and Kaoru would go, considering the way they left things. But I'm not really surprised that it went the way it did. Uh, but that's really all we get from that. And And then, I
Yeah.
thought the more interesting part was the stuff with Aoshi. And I'm wondering if he's still going to just kind of let Shishio's men like raid that restaurant and just not do anything about it.
It's I don't know. I think at this moment he's just too dead set on wanting to go after
Yeah,
Kenshin. And as far as Kenshin wanting to protect Kaoru and his friends, I think he's gonna get to the point where he pushes them away too far, where Shishio and his men will take advantage of this and uh, get them in danger anyway.
yeah. I mean, I could see something like Kaoru being kidnapped or something by Shishio or his men, and then Kenshin is
Yeah.
forced to do something about it.
Hmm. Yeah. It'll likely be around. Well, I mean, we're already close to the midway point of the
Yeah,
season, so we're only got like the second half of the Kyoto Disturbance arc. So we'll have to see where it
yeah,
goes from there.
yeah. But I don't have much else to say about the episode, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good setup of where they're taking the rest of the cast so far. Now that uh, Kaoru and Yaoiko are back into it, I think Sanosuke is still yet to arrive in Kyoto as of right now. But I'm guessing like he'll definitely show up pretty
Yeah,
soon.
probably. But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.